But when it comes to student loan debt, why are women going to school and taking on more debt than men? Because this is a recent thing over the last 20 years. Why? Some may say it's because of the modern feminist movement. They would say things such as, don't rely on no man, you don't need no man, you gotta go get your own money, you gotta get your own bag, go get your own education. Cool. So that looks good on the surface. Yeah, I'm gonna get my own money. I'm gonna do my own thing. Cool. You know how Nick Fuentes says that all women, no women should go to college.
Right.
I actually tend to agree to a certain extent. Let me explain. So what happens is it takes 20 years to pay off your student loans, okay? Your average student loan debt is 37%. We already discussed that 66%, which is 2/3 of all college attendees, are now women. If you want to get laid, gentlemen, just go to a college campus. The vast majority of college campuses are filled with young women. Sometimes they're a little woke, sometimes they're a little liberal, but if you want to get laid, they do participate in hookup culture. But here's the problem. After graduation, women receive an annual salary of $35,000, which is only 84% of what an average man makes after graduation. Some may call this the gender wage gap. But here's the deal. What types of fields do men go in? What types of fields do women go in? So there's a thing called STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, and what's that M stand for, Nat? Math, baby.
Math.
Okay? Boy math.
Boy math.
Where women tend to go into careers such as teaching, anything that has to do with nurturing, like nursing, childcare, child rearing, office, secretary type skills. And it's no secret that higher paying jobs are in the STEM field, or in the business field,
Right.
or in the finance field,
Right.
engineering field. And that's why men are paid more. But women, they'll advocate, well, it's not fair that men are getting paid more. Well, look at what they're doing as a career. Why don't more women go into STEM? Because it's just not typically their thing. Did you ever think about going into science, tech, engineering, or math?
No.
Bet you could barely spell.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding. So women need to sort of decide, is it worth it to go to college or not? Taking on all this debt, okay? It takes 20 years to repay the debt. I'm making less than what a man would make. Should you maybe consider going to, wait for it, wife school?
Is there a wife school?
No.
Exactly.
But they're popping up. But learning how to be a wife is actually, I think, probably the most important thing, the most important job a woman can do. So when it comes to the student loan debt, there was breaking news over the weekend. Student loan debt payments actually restart this week after a 3-year pause on the federal student loan payments. So it got me thinking, okay, investing in college has historically, keyword historically, has yielded significant benefits that outweighed not going to college, such as greater career opportunities, higher earning potential. It's no secret that for years and years, the average high school graduate over their lifetime would earn $1 million over their lifetime, while the average college graduate would earn $2 million over their lifetime, okay? Which obviously leads to a better quality of life. But you know they say times have changed.
Yes.
You can make money on the internet, you can be an entrepreneur, you can go to tech school, you can be a streamer, you can do all these things online, you can start your own business. And the bottom line is the cost of college has gone up 1,000%, but the education you're getting has barely increased.
Right.
And there's so many more jobs out there that are basically saying, yeah, you don't even need a college degree at this point.
Yeah.
So the question is college even worth it? Here's a little fun fact for you right now. 62% of high school graduates actually go to college. And we know that most, 67%, 66%, are women. So the question is college worth it? So here's my answer, and this is someone that has gone to college. College it's becoming clearer and clearer, is not worth it unless you know what you're doing and know why you're going to college. You know that Simon Sinek famously said, What's your why? Solve for why. Why are you doing this? A lot of kids, 17, 18 years old, are just told, go to college.
Yeah.
Okay? They don't have anything better lined up. They're not necessarily ready to go to the workplace. They don't have career prospects. They don't know what the hell they want to do, so they go to college, which is fine. But not if you're just going to blindly take on massive amount of student loan debt, go to an out-of-state school, pay out-of-state tuition for a needless, fruitless degree that doesn't have ROI. What's ROI, Nat?
Return of investment.
Return on investment. Nat is nailing it today. Ding, ding, ding. So the question you need to ask yourself is college worth it? Here's what I would do. Here's what I would do. Unless you're dead set, I want to go to college because I want to go to business school afterwards, and I want to get a business degree, or I want to go to med school, or I want to become a lawyer, and I know what I want to do, and I'm going to practice STEM, and I'm very clear on this. I would say that most 17, 18-year-old kids take a pause.
Yes, I agree.
Take a break. Take a gap year. I think that if you don't go to college because you know what you want to do in your life, you should take a gap year and do national or community service for your country, your city, or your community. And it should be free, or you should be paid for it, or you should have a free place to live. And this would do two things. Will allow a student to take a year to get into a field they can foresee themselves being in, whether it's tech, whether it's medicine, whether it's engineering, whether it's community service, whether it's teaching. You have a year to kind of say, this is kind of cool. This is kind of what it's like. This is for me. This is not for me. I believe that young people should try out a bunch of different things before they kind of take on student loan debt, enter a career field, and realize, this shit just ain't for me.
Yeah.
So I believe that there's a lack of patriotism in America. I love America. I proudly love America. Okay, if I'm not wearing my Valuetainment pin, I'm wearing an American flag. And I see so many immigrants who love America and appreciate America more than young people who were born here. Okay? Young people, not that this gets too political, sort of get soft, which we'll talk about these days. They'll only look for the negatives America, not the positives America. Ask the people that are coming to the border, staying in the country, overstaying their visas, dying to get to America, waiting in line, whether it's legally or illegally, why they're coming to America. And would they rather go any place else? No. I love America. In my favorite place.
Yep.
They want to come to America. So what I would say is, for most people, take a freaking year and figure it out.
Right.
Now, the only thing that I would mandate, and I'm not about mandates, okay? I'm not about mandates. I'm not about you must do this. But if you choose to do this, if you choose to serve your country, whether it's military, whether it's community service, in any regard, whether you choose to do this or you elect to do this as a one-year stopgap for your career, the only mandate that I would insist on is that every morning when you start your job, especially if you're getting paid and you're living for free, is that you must do the pledges of allegiance to the United States of America.
Yes.
It's a 30-second thing. You put your hand on your heart, pledge allegiance to the United States of America, that whole deal. Okay, I think that is something that will bring back community. I think that will bring back the love for country, patriotism, all while making some money and understanding your career field. And I think that's what most young people need to do. So where it says 62% of high school grads go to college, I think we should fucking cut that number in half.
Yeah.
We had Candace Owens on the podcast, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
She came out and flat out said, college is a scam. Why? For all the reasons we just discussed. It's more expensive than ever. The degree is as useless as ever. Student loan is as high as ever. And the job candidacies aren't necessarily needing it just as ever. Yeah. So I know we don't have necessarily 17 and 18-year-olds watching this show, but I think, they say knowledge is power. This is something that people should be fully aware of. What are your thoughts?
I agree with you. It's very unfortunate. I think if we kind of, as the world has evolved, even education could have evolved, and it just has stayed so far back behind. Like, you look at the books that the kids are learning out of, and it's the same books over the same years, and we're not living in those times where some of these things are relevant anymore. So if we're going to make changes in any type of education, I think it needs to literally be within the school and the type of education that's being taught. So I agree. It's unfortunate. I do think school does teach you other things other than like the educational side of things. It teaches you how to also connect and network with people. That's something that maybe people wouldn't do on their own time. And when they're kind of forced in that environment, they're forced to kind of learn to engage with people, because that's an important skill in the workplace. Learning how to communicate, network, that's a skill that no matter what industry you go into, you need. So I could see why school is a really big benefit, but at the end of the day, people aren't getting the return of investment that they do when they spend the money there.
You're getting so much smarter.
Yay.
Congratulations.
So if you like that clip, click right here to watch another, or if you want to watch the entire SOSCAST, click right here.